Okay, every year in this competition, a platformer shows up and stresses me the fuck out. This is the first one that happened. I was like, oh god, I hate these games. Okay, we're gonna get through this. I didn't make it quite to the last boss, so I love that you showed it off here. And that was a really good boss fight. Like, I really like using the boss mechanics to like weaken itself. It was pretty simple, so that was really good. Art was great. It was really clear what was a platform to move on and what wasn't. There was like one area where there was some of the yellow chain link coupled with yellow platforms. It was a little hard to read, but overall it was really clear. Audio was great. I love the Wall-E feel. You had a lot of variety in combatants, which was good too. And the tutorial was also really good. This is just a really solid vertical slice of your game. The only thing I'd want to see different is like maybe some power-ups or other things that you're collecting throughout the world that you can do stuff with at the next level.
Okay, so I played a lot of this one. That simple mechanic of bouncing around, the getting over it reference there. Loved it. Like Crystal said, I got to the final boss. I was unable to beat it. So, Crystal says it's really simple. It wasn't simple enough for Kevin, so I didn't understand. And I also never noticed either the shooting graphic, graffiti, or the bouncing enemy bullets back. I think this is where it went wrong. Here's the intentionality note again from the earlier game. Some of the early graffiti talks about color, like it mentioned something about blue, and then sure enough there's what looks like a blue spray paint can there. I thought you were trying to tell me something, because normally in games if it tells you something like that and then puts that there, I thought maybe it's a heal mechanic or I'm supposed to do something. And so when I realized maybe it was just some piece of lore and I was making the wrong connection, I think I started ignoring what was written on the walls because it felt like it didn't mean anything anymore, and then I missed actual tutorials. The fact that your tutorial methods changed, we had the signposts in the tutorial level which were really obvious, but then you changed to graffiti. That was also something that may have prevented players from noticing that you're trying to tell them something. Because now, why use the background art? Because you already showed us how you do tutorials. So being really intentional about carrying themes through or teaching people in some unavoidable way when you want to switch to enrich in the world would be really helpful. That said, again, I played the whole thing as much as I possibly could. Really, really enjoyed it. Good job.
Thank you. Yeah, so this is another game that I spent a lot of time on. I really enjoyed this one. So one of the things I want to talk about is reinforcing my training. So at the beginning, right, when you first drop down, you're kind of introduced to an area where you need to learn how to jump out, right? You have your signposts there. When you get to the area with the combat tutorialization, you can completely skip that. And that's exactly what I did in my first playthrough. I will put a gate there so you can ensure that I learn how to, engage with your mechanics. So as I progress, I'll be equipped with those tools to, handle every obstacle that you throw at me. I love your use of audio. Just getting that auditory feedback is great. It lets me know when I've succeeded or when I failed, or even when something's happening, like a boss battle, right? When I entered that room, I heard the boss music, I instantly knew that something was different here. I also want to applaud your use of, including debug commands. Those are very powerful. You reach the point where you said, for the sake of time, we skip ahead. Sometimes that can help you get out of a blocker. So really good job on including that. But yeah, as Kevin mentioned, right, the use of color. Color is extremely important in games. No matter what game that you have, color can be something, it can be a tool that you can use to teach, educate, and direct. So think about that as you continue on further iterations of your game.
Thank you.